you can do it in a gym that you don't belong to in socially acceptable manner that doesn't put yourself in a bad position or the girl.
A few moments later.
If a guy shows no interest and I've seen him work out, like, you know, you kind of know regulars, but you don't know them, and then he finally makes conversation, I'm more willing to talk to that guy that I see all the time who's never bugged me before, but you know, we work out at the same time after work.
Chest up, shoulders back. Welcome to Revival Fitness, everybody, your home for gains and brains. And we're going to talk about something we haven't done in a little bit, guys. We're going to talk about one of these gym pickup videos. This is on the Fresh and Fit channel. Haven't talked about those guys in a while. As far as I can tell, this video is 2 years old. Fresh Prince CAP does not appear to be in this video. What did he claim one time? He gets 1,000 women a year? If you believe that, you have to be 16 years old. There's no other way that could possibly just be believed. So I be in the gym, for example, like, bro, I be lifting weights, facts. There's a girl in this video. I'm not sure if she is a girl that Myron actually met or if she's a paid model. Based on what we know about these guys, it's probably the latter. So this video is called How to Approach Women in the Gym, Infield Approach. Even though there is no actual infield, they're just standing in front of this whiteboard the whole time. If you guys don't know, infield refers to when PUAs record themselves in real life, basically cold approaching women. So this is not an infield, so it's kind of misleading right off the bat.
So if you guys haven't already, you should go watch my video on how to meet women at the gym. And in that video, one of the tips I gave was you don't want to talk to women that work out at your home gym. You want to go to other gyms that might be a part of your chain or a gym that you're not necessarily a member at and meet women there. You don't want to upset the environment, how dare you, in which you train and make things awkward for yourself and the girl.
Okay, so the first tip he gives here, he references another video. I'm not sure what he's referring to there. But he basically says you want to be approaching women at a gym that is not your home gym. So this sounds like vintage sort of PUA advice. It's like, okay, work out at the one gym and then join a local chain and then go approach women at the other gyms. And it's like, I understand the point there, because if it goes wrong over and over, you could potentially lose a membership or you just get kind of blacklisted. I talked about before, guys, in other videos, if you become like the PUA guy in your gym, that is not recoverable. You will never shake that reputation. What I would say is, why are you doing PUA in the gym? Right? I've said before, guys, I do not buy into this whole thing that, oh, you can never approach women in the gym is for working out. The library is for reading, the coffee shop is for coffee. You can meet women anywhere, but you should not be running PUA game in the gym, okay? If you're gonna go in the gym and like, I'm gonna approach one woman a day at the gym, bad idea. The gym is a place for once you receive, if you want to call it choosing signals, indicators of interest, whatever it might be, or if you simply see a girl over and over there and you kind of make eye contact, then you can break the ice and talk to her. But if you're going in the gym, guys, and you think you're going to pick up a bunch of women at your gym, I don't care if it's your home gym, other chain gyms, whatever it is, no. It's not going to work like that. And also, too, PUA guys are the type of dudes who would pay extra money a month. They would drive farther than they need to. They would take different routes around the city. They would hop around their city to approach women at the gym. It's like, dude, just go work out and see if you can meet a girl there. That's all it's got to be.
So you want to talk to women at other gyms where there's not going to be that much of a social consequence if you were to fail or strike out.
Now notice there he says social consequence. Guys, if you go up and approach a woman and you're just relatively cool and calm and collected, there's not going to really be a social consequence. Unless, like I mentioned a minute ago, unless you become the PUA guy. Okay, so if you just go and talk to a woman at your gym and she turns you down, once again, I know guys on the internet talk like women are going to start throwing drinks in your face and they're going to run away screaming. I don't know how ugly you'd have to be for that to be the case. Most women are simply going to give you a soft rejection, like, okay, yeah, haha, whatever. They might give you the fake number, they might give you a real number and never talk to you. They might just say, oh, I have a boyfriend. That's a classic one. Oh, I have a boyfriend, right? But legitimate social consequences, guys, are only going to happen if you're very obnoxious and if you do the spam approaching.
With that said, when you are at the gym, how do you go about this? Well, if you see a pretty girl, timing is very important. Obviously, when you're at a bar or during the day, you have to act immediately. She's there, she's walking, you gotta make a decision.
Why is Myron always looking like this?
Here are the don'ts. Do not talk to her when she's in the middle of a set or on a cardiovascular machine where she's panting on a stair climber or whatever it may be. You wanna talk to her in between sets or when she's on her way out the gym, or even if right before when she walks in.
So that is true. I will say though, I don't know what guy is actually going to talk to a woman mid-set. Like, I don't know how much social awareness you must lack to try to do that, but generally speaking, any sort of downtime is going to be good. In between sets is not ideal, especially if she's very tired, but it's still possible, I would say. The best times are probably going to be maybe near like the juice bar, at the stretching area off to the side of the gym, something like that. You can also do it like he mentioned if you're coming and going from the gym. A girl one time did this to me. I was leaving the gym and she was entering. We were kind of like in the same doorway. And she started talking to me then. She was like, do you have any pre-workout? That was kind of like her little way of initiating things, I guess. And we kind of got into this little conversation. I didn't get her number then, but I did get her name, and I figured I would see her there again. Because the gym is sort of like a school in the sense that you're very likely going to see a girl there over and over, especially if you go at the same time. So you don't have to like rush into it and go for the number or go for the date. Especially don't ask for the date right off the bat. That's very desperate. You just met her, hey, do you want to go on a date? But I talked to this girl, we exchanged handshakes, went our separate ways. I saw her there in the stretching area a week or two later. I sat down next to her and talked to her, then I got the number, then we went out after that. So downtime is the best time to do so in the gym, guys. He might bring this up too, but you don't have to rush into it like you typically would in some place like a bar.
And what you're gonna do is, you're gonna approach her, again, same with during meeting at night or during the day, strong masculine introduction, and you're gonna say something along the lines of, hey, I'm new to this gym, I don't come often, I just wanna meet you real quick.
Okay, that makes sense, but if you're not new to the gym, well, I guess in his scenario, you have to be new to the gym because you're going to different gyms. Even so though, if you've been a member of some place for over a month and you go at roughly the same time, people are gonna see you there. So there seems to be a kind of limited shelf date on this introduction. Hey, I'm new to this gym. It's like you've been going here for a year.
Let her talk to you a little bit and assess her body language. Now, the thing is with this is you want to see how she responds to the interaction. If she's obviously very focused, has her headphones in, and she doesn't want to talk to you, it's going to be very apparent. Her answer is going to be short and abrupt, and she's probably going to try to get around you.
Yeah, quick rule of thumb, guys. If a woman has on headphones, don't ever do anything like tapping her on the shoulder, or don't just walk up and do this and like, you know, this gesture to get them to take their headphones out. If a girl is really into you, that can be okay. But in that case, you're more than likely going to get some sort of signals from her. If you've never made any eye contact with a woman or never kind of even waved or like smiled at her, don't go up to the girl in headphones. Just let her work out.
Take the hint and don't try to engage anymore. Don't watch what a woman says, guys. Watch what she does. Her body language is going to tell you the truth.
This girl's body language is like, why am I still here?
So if she walks away from you, doesn't really engage or invest in the conversation, asks you questions about yourself, she's probably not interested. Move on.
That goes for any sort of meetup or approaching a woman. If you're getting no responses, if she's just always like, yeah, sure, but right, just one word answers, kind of like when you're texting people and you just get like K, haha, LOL. Not really much interest there, so it's good to just kind of evacuate at that point.
When you do find a girl that is interacting positively with you, whether she's looking up at you, asking questions about yourself, these are all good signs that she's investing in a conversation and might want to get to know you. Now, with the gym, you want to keep the conversation fairly short, okay? Short and sweet. The way you do this is, hey, you seem really cool. Obviously, we both got to train. I'd like to go out with you sometime. Let's grab a drink or a coffee or a protein shake, whatever line you want to use. And as always, you control the interaction where you're setting up the date right there and then, and you're finding a time, place, and location that is favorable to you and that will put you in a good light where you'll be able to demonstrate leadership qualities that make you attractive as a guy.
Okay, I get what he's saying here, but it's not always going to be possible to have an exact date and time planned. You might not be able to do that. So going back on the story I mentioned a minute ago when that girl was talking to me, I remember whenever I got her number, right? We didn't set up a date immediately whenever we talked. And we talked to each other for like 20 or 30 minutes. It was a kind of deep conversation, which that's how I knew she was into me too, right? We were just kind of sitting there going back and forth. But I got her number, and I said, hey, we'll work out sometime. If you guys remember that old video I did when the Reddit mod, as I called him, approached a woman at the gym, what did he say? He went up and was like, hello, may I take you somewhere for drinks? If you're going to meet a woman at the gym, guys, and it's kind of apparent based on just how she trains, how she's there consistently, etc., that she's into the fitness lifestyle, don't just randomly pivot into something else. So don't be like, hey, you seem like you're dedicated into healthy eating and fitness, so am I. Do you want to go to a loud bar or club? I would say if you're talking to a gym girl, guys, go for the gym date. Or something relatively active, right? Maybe you could go for something like a coffee or some light food after the gym. That's not a bad idea either. If you and her both have time, you might have to probe for that. If you don't have an exact date and time plan for something, guys, that's not the end of the world. As long as you get the number, you should be good if she's into you. And once again, you should be able to tell that based on how she's responding to you.
This is a little bit more advanced. If you're not familiar with cold approaching, you definitely want to get your reps in doing night game and day game so that you can properly assess indicators of interest and respond accordingly. So if the girl's not interested, you gotta be able to cut that interaction right away and do it in a socially acceptable manner. Don't sit there and be like, well, screw you anyway, I don't want to talk to you, or be butthurt or angry or try to belittle the woman.
That is true. There's nothing more convoluted, and guys do this online on dating apps and Instagram DMs all the time. They'll message or go approach a woman, which clearly shows they're interested. Then when she doesn't reciprocate, whether it's immediately or if it takes a couple of weeks or months, then they'll suddenly turn and be like, oh, you're ugly, you're fat, I never liked you in the first place. It's like, you clearly did, dude, right? All you're doing there is insulting yourself. If you go up and talk to a woman and then you suddenly turn it on her and say, oh, well, you're this or that, it's like, that's speaking negatively of you, dude.
When you show emotion, that's low value behavior, shows that you're not strong as a guy to take rejection. You never want to come off as an emotional guy that's unstable, that is outcome dependent. You want to be outcome independent. You don't want to let her reaction to your approach dictate how you feel. If she's not interested, move on to the next or continue on with your workout. The priority should be to go to the gym and train, guys. It shouldn't be just to pick up women.
Correct.
But a byproduct of you being there, if you see a cute girl that you want to talk to, you can do it in a gym that you don't belong to in socially acceptable manner that doesn't put yourself in a bad position or the girl.
Doesn't have to be a gym you don't belong to, man. I've talked to women at my home-based gym that I'm in 4 days a week. I've done it numerous times. You can do it. It's not like you have to go somewhere else. That's very tacky to me. That's another thing too. These dudes are really big on the whole concept of social proof, which I do believe is true in a lot of ways. If you're a really good PUA, red pill guy, whatever, if you can demonstrate in your gym that you can meet women there, you're going to be more likely to attract other women there, right? So basically what he's implying here is that he's not very confident in his abilities to approach because he's assuming that it's going to go badly. That's why he's like, hey, go to a different gym, so if it blows up in your face, you have a way out. The question there is, though, if you go to a bunch of numerous gyms in the city and you're doing your sick PUA gym game and you bomb in 5 places, are you going to just keep joining whole new gym chains? Like, yeah, I went to all 5 LA Fitnesses in the area, didn't work. I'm going to go to 24 Hour this semester, then I'm going to go, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to do all that, guys.
Tell her, hey, I don't come to this gym, I just wanted to try it out. And what that does, it disarms her to want to invest in an interaction, because if she knows that you're not a regular member at the gym, she's going to be more apt to talk to you, want to meet with you. But if she knows you're going to be a regular there, she's not going to want to deal with you, because she understands that if the interaction doesn't go well, that will have long-term consequences socially later on when she wants to go to the gym and train.
The girl is still just staring off into space.
In the gym, you've got to have had.
Oh, she's finally talking.
The only times I've actually like entertained a guy who like that actually worked, that actually made conversation with me at the gym, is he asked me to help him with the set for weights.
Okay.
And was that just like balancing? And I was like, oh, okay. So I'm not gonna like say no because I don't want to be an so I was like, okay, fine, let me help you really quick.
Okay.
So what she's saying here is the guy who she's referring to basically was like, hey, can you help me with the spot? If you really need a spot, I guess you could ask a girl, but she knows what you're trying to do, right? Like if you're a guy on the bench press, there's all these big dudes in the gym and you're like, hello there, lady, can you help me? Don't do all this weird indirect stuff, okay? Don't ask for the spot, or don't go up to her like, hey, do you need a spot? I'd be happy to help you, right? If you like her, just go up and be like, hey, how's it going? You know, I saw you, I think you work hard, I thought you were cute, whatever. Just get to the point, dude.
I really don't look approachable at the gym. I have my headphones in and I just like don't.
But has anyone ever tried? I know someone's tried.
I really don't pay attention to people, and I literally am like, don't talk to me.
Okay.
I literally look unapproachable at the gym.
Ladies, there is no such thing as unapproachable from a guy's perspective. Someone will do it. Look at the guys who are in like their late 30s, 40s, and beyond. They say anything to these women, man. They'll catcall them on the street. They'll honk their horn at them. They'll just start talking to them abruptly. Another story I thought of with the same girl I was referencing earlier. We went to her local gym one night to work out, and we went right in and we're at the bathroom, right? She's like, I have to use the restroom, right, when you go in. And right before she enters the restroom, right, I'm standing out on my phone just waiting for her. And some guy walks up, right? She hasn't been to this gym in like a month or two, she told me. Some guy walks up and he's like, hey, I haven't seen you here in a while. And she was like, okay, yeah. And he was like, how's it going? She was not there for 2 months and this guy just sprung into action as soon as we arrived.
If you actually have like, you know, confidence enough to come to me, I'm like, wow, because like, I really like don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't like, I'm not like, oh wow, like, you know, I just go in there and get out.
Guys are going to talk to these women. I think most guys do it very badly. But a lot of guys are going to try, namely the creepy older guys, because I guess they have nothing to lose.
If a guy shows no interest and I've seen him work out, like, you know, you kind of know regulars, but you don't know him, and then he finally makes conversation, I'm more willing to talk to that guy that I see all the time who's never bugged me before, but you know, we work out at the same time after work, versus as like someone who's like staring at me and then tries to talk to me.
If you're one of these dudes and there's always a woman in your gym and you constantly are staring at her, you try to do like the quick mirror peek and all this stuff, she knows you're looking at her. If you stare at a woman over and over, guys, and don't talk, she knows that you're too scared to talk to her, and then one day you finally put on your big boy pants and you march up to her, you're probably done as it is. So if you're gonna talk to her, guys, if you think she's cute and you see that, you still gotta focus on your workout. You can acknowledge that she's there, but do not be the guy that stares over and over and then 3 months later decides to make the move. It's not gonna work.
I'd be like, okay, leave me alone.
So there you go, guys. You got some insider information right there. Peace. With that,
Don't do that. Don't say girl. Just, woman's okay. Oh my God.
Alright, so that looks like that was the video. I would say hit and miss. There were some good points. His whole thing about going to different gyms is just vintage PUA stupidity. There's no reason to do that, but not terribly bad. I would say overall decent video. You can apply some of this, but my gym videos are better, so watch mine instead. But this has been it, guys. Tell me in the comments down below what you would like me to react to next. Big shout out, as always, to the Patreon supporters and the channel members. You can hit me up via email down below for help with your own training. Online coaching, custom programs, and consultations are available. So thank you guys again, and I will catch you next time.